As famed dungeon master Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber once said, when asking one of his players if their tabaxi rogue can use Divine Smite, because paladins can. And paladins do, and paladins can, and paladins do. And paladins do, that's the dumbest one we've done yet. Hello, and
this is the first time I just full on haven't gotten it before.
It was a terrible riff on Jellicle cats, because Jellicles can, Angelicals too. Jellicles do, Angelicals can. What a terrible way to start the show. But hey, and welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life with terrible intros, using our two favorite forms of escapism: alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. If this is your first time watching, if you're diving in at episode 30, no judgment. What we are is a homebrew D&D campaign based loosely on Irish mythology and shaped by the drinks we have here at the table, by the virtual table in front of us. Speaking of, what are we drinking? I can start, because I think that might have caught a few people off guard, but I cracked open before the show from Left Hand Brewing Company, who are in Colorado, Galactic Cowboy. It's a nitro stout, and to my chagrin, I guess, it's 9%. It's one of those episodes. Yeah, Ben's had a busy 2 days at work. He's cutting loose.
Nice.
We're in a different order than we normally are, but that's okay. That's just for me. Lucy, you are next.
Start strong and heavy. The brew that I'm drinking is Barry's tea. I have some tea here. I have some diluted orange, and I might even break out this Vit hit. So, yeah, not drinking.
You might be drinking the only thing that's literally brewing while we're playing the show.
Exactly, so, and it is brewing. It's yes.
Oh, look at that. Keelan, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Firestone Nitro Merlin. I mentioned it on a previous episode. I hadn't drank it then. Thought I'd start with it this time. It's a milk stout. It's gorgeous. It might be the fact that I haven't drank a Guinness in 6 months. But yeah, it's a gorgeous stout, and it's up there. Yeah.
I think we've officially kicked off stout season. 2 of us are on stouts. The weather is getting not currently. It's fucking roasting inside.
It's melting. It's far too warm to carry on, Keelan.
But there's no kind of temperature limit. You just drink delicious Guinness year round.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I'm just too warm.
It's very warm. I will be a sweaty man. I think both myself and Wes have the same problem in that ever since lockdown started, our locks have come down and our necks are sweltering. For the first time ever.
I've had to tie it up. Like I can't handle it.
Embrace the bun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not quite that length yet, but I'm it's longer than I ever normally bother.
We're a shaggy band.
Yeah.
We are a shaggy band. Speaking of, you probably noticed our mustachioed and jovial friend Gav isn't here. Gav's not going to join us for a couple of weeks. He has really important work stuff, which fair. This is an actual play D&D podcast, and nothing more actual than life getting in the way. So we hope to have Gav back with us soon, but we're just going to pretend he's dead to us for the time being.
Oh, he's dead to us.
Nice.
Without it.
Wes, what are you drinking? I realize I interrupted that bit.
I am drinking a combination of Beaver Towns. I'm drinking some Gamma Ray to start off. They are very, very fancy cans, and they're quite delicious IPAs. And then following that up with I practiced pronouncing this at the start. Lupuloid? I don't know. But they're very fancy cans.
They are. I've been trying to find Gamma Ray all lockdown. Where did you get that?
There is a fresh near me that I discovered over the weekend sells like a good few crafties. And I had like 4 for 10 or something of these bad boys, so I stocked up. It's very tasty. I've had the Gamma Ray
great
a few times.
Price.
Very good.
Great price on Beaver 10 because they're imported over from the UK, so they throw on that extra little bit, a couple of the Queen's pens they had on top of that. So 4 for 10 for them is great.
They 4%, 5%. Yeah, 5.4%. I've gotten more religious about. Oh no, the Lupuloid is 6.7. Let's see how this goes.
I think we've all hit lockdown madness. So strap in. If you are here because of our sweet partnership that we have going with Dakota Irish, which has been long-standing early days. Some of the first episodes we teamed up with the amazing guys down in Carlow. We have a special giveaway to announce. This might be annoying. It's just the announcement of the giveaway. But the giveaway is special and highly sought after. I have them here in front of me before. We are going to give away 2 sets of Dakota Irish Mossy Bones close to Halloween. So on our Halloween stream, there's 2 sets of these. I'll hold them up to the camera. Although you might find better pictures literally on the stream, but there's like little skulls and moss inside. They're incredible. If you've got like grave, cleric, druids, if you just love amazing dice, look, not gonna lie, I'm jealous we have to give these away. So we're not gonna enter.
You actually posted them often, so
yeah. Oh, it goes to Ken Blifford. Congratulations, Ken. But yeah, we've got 2 sets of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to give away a set live in chat on October 27th. So that is our sort of close to Halloween stream. One set goes to chat live when you're watching, and another set will go to our followers on social. So we'll do like a social giveaway and a live show giveaway. To enter, to be in a chance, all you got to do is follow us on our social channels. What are they? Oh, thanks for asking. They're at Homebrew Quest. You can find us across Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Homebrew Quest. Oh, if I follow you in 3 places, do I get triple the entry? Yes, you do. It's just going to be a big pile of numbers. So for the best odds, follow us across all our social channels at Homebrew Quest. Ben, if I subscribe on YouTube, does that give me a better chance on the live chat? Maybe. We find out. Do it anyway.
Look, just fucking do it.
Yeah, just do it. It's great. It's just there. It's literally just there. Whether you're watching live or on demand, the button's there. It's going to be at the end of the show over this week. It's going to be over Wes's face. Just like as we're fading out, there's going to be a big old subscribe button. Wow. Stick around for that. What a plot twist. Before we get into the...
If you tell them at the start of the show.
It's I haven't seen Tenant, but do they give away the plot at the start and then reveal at the end? I don't know. Haven't seen it.
I won't launch into a review.
I thought that was just
like a disparaging noise.
Oh, you're finally
just like, I hate stories that are told backwards. I hate them.
We should, before we get into the show proper, Wes, I'll go to you for an announcement. But speaking of Tenant and speaking of... this one makes sense. The segue in my brain makes sense. I want to say a huge thank you to our tech team, Paul and Angus. Paul hear us out. They might have some thoughts on Tenant. So save yourself from
Christopher Nolan
informed.
Neither of the lads will have anything to say about that. With hype behind it and everything? Nah.
I look forward to it.
They will.
Great question from chat. If you click the bell and like button, does that count too? Only one way to find out. Do it. Do those things.
That's it. That's actually how you buy the dice. Yeah.
It's the secret. You've unlocked it.
Yeah.
Speaking of buying the dice, go to dakotairish.com and use the promo code homebrew10 to get 10% off when you buy something from Dakota Irish. That's just a thing we do all the time. Not in the giveaways. So
it's no big.
Yeah. Go do that. Wes, is there anything else we should tell people before we get to the adventure?
Oh, God, Benjamin, I'm so glad you asked. I think because you're already watching this on YouTube, it's very important. You look underneath this video and see the subscribe button. You need to hit that. It's very important. And as Lindsay in chat has discovered, also pressing the bell button. Subscribing and notifications active really, really helps us out. We don't put any money behind ads or anything like that. So any kind of algorithm-based help you can assist with would be hugely appreciated. Or if you can share any of the episodes with your mates, or we post clips and all that kind of stuff as well on our channel. So it's more than just 2-hour drinking sessions. It's good times and it's friendship.
Yeah, it's also a podcast. You hate video format and you despise it right now, and someone's forcing you and you're saying, this would be great if only it was just in my ears, then you should look on any podcast app, Homebrew Quest, and find us there and listen to that.
This is going to start getting real competitive, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes,
Boom,
they have two
videos.
jobs. We don't have a touch cast or a smell cast, but when we do, we will get all
Keelan
5
will
of
be
those
responsible
senses.
for both.
Yes. Now, without further ado, grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. And imagine, if you will, chaos erupting, the panicked screams of those around you echoing through the streets, dulled only by a torrential rainstorm overhead. The ground is slick and muddy. It's hard to get any purchase. And as streams of water are rolling down towards an overflowing riverbank that cuts through the elven city of Draíocht, you feel like it's the end of days. But that was then. Oh shit, that is now. Where we find ourselves in front of 4 sexy adventurers, literally in the opening monologue. Arlington, do you want to catch the audience up on what brought you here, and kind of fill in the details about how else the world is ending?
I was genuinely confused by that. I was like, are you describing like parallel timelines? Is this exact thing happening somewhere else? That's crazy. So last time we were meeting with Lan Falan, and God, the name is fuck me.
Abby?
Abby de Veclair, thank you.
Sarah Susie.
Jesus. Abby de Veclair and Sarah. Oh, don't get me started on Sarah Susie. She's the worst. We met them in this super secret hideout with like maps pinned down with daggers, that kind of badass shit. And we found out that there were just pirates raising the town. Abby's been sort of framed for stuff. We've been tasked with, finding out more about Rua and the Clockwork Tangerine. We need to find out specifics about the roads that they've built everywhere. They seem quite important. That we found out that the Clockwork Tangerine use Sleeve Gem, which is a dwarven mining town for materials. They also use Dunmore, so they might be worth investigating. We haven't figured out where we're going yet. There are also some orc pirates meeting in an inn, who might have some information on where the Fresh Prince of Kildare is, the pirate leader. But as far as we know, she's being held in a grand library near Ars Nefenia. Am I way off with some of this? I feel like I'm getting some of this wrong.
Yeah, I feel like I dropped a lot of lore and you drank a lot of drank. So
I know. I'm like filling in my map, going like, "Oh, is that? Oh, I forgot this, but that's what happened." Yes.
How off am I?
You're close enough in that you discovered, or at least maybe I didn't make this clear either. So because I also drank a lot of drank, that the pirates were sort of set up. That the pirates never attacked, but they happened to be in this inn that you were meant to meet them in, which exploded and set off a fire in the distillery district. At the same time, Abby de Veclair is sort of questioned and banished and kind of convicted of treason for bringing this information to the High Council of Draíocht, being like, "Hey, I think there's a plot afoot," and they were like, "Get out of here! It's your plot. You don't know much about that because you weren't there." And they haven't deemed to tell you about it.
The old smelted delta defense.
Exactly. Yeah. It's written on the leaves of elven history, which, elven farts, do they stink? Yes. Canonically, yes. And Fresh Prince Kildare, the captain of the Atlantean, son of the sea, a set of pirates who, unlike the other 4 pirate kings, seem to be kind of sound. She is being held captive in the city jail, which is attached to the city barracks, which is where you were interrogated only 10 episodes ago, maybe, which is a long time. Yeah, that's like 20 weeks.
I thought that sounded wrong. It was definitely held in the barracks, which is near the Grand Library. I think that was it, was it?
Yes, yeah. You only left the library.
Who imprisoned someone in a library, aside from our dungeon master a couple of episodes ago?
I think elves would imprison someone in a library. It seems very elvish.
You will better yourself here. Go.
Yeah, they're all about rehabilitation and not capital punishment, I guess. Or maybe they are about capital punishment. I'm reading my notes. So you are making your way, I believe, towards the barracks to free the Fresh Prince as a sort of like the task at hand as a quick recap, is stop Rua from sort of summoning the Feywild on top of the material plane and causing all sorts of destruction. Get as many allies as possible. Just like she's an archfey, so you're gonna need some power, and Dún Mór is where Abby de Beauclair and Lanfalon and Sarah Susie and Trooper and the pirates were going to head to kind of warn them of, hey, there's this world-ending thing. And not that you'd agreed to it, but Lanfalon sort of strongly suggested you maybe head to Sleep Gem or find some allies or anything you guys think of that will help the kind of effort to save the world. That's sort of where you're at. With Gav not here, I'm going to do some jiggery-pokery DMing. Keep an eye out for that.
Gav was going with Abby de Beauclair, right?
Rian, excuse me. Yes, sorry. Rian had technically walked with you towards the barracks. But speaking of, as you're walking along, he goes, I'm going to go back this way. I've changed my mind.
Through the shadows.
Oh, Gav's back.
Good.
Is that back?
Yeah, Sonia's coming in. I'm going to hang out with Abby de Beauclair, my main squeeze. And he dips away from you, leaving you alone. And have I adjusted the challenge rating of anything this episode? One down, one adventure down? Nope. Let's see how it goes.
Grand. Overpowered.
Did I write an intro? Nope. Made it up from the notes I had at the beginning. It's one of those weeks.
So proud.
Yeah. But you are in the Alderglade. You're in the Temple District of Draíocht. Directly across the river, you do see the barracks where you were interrogated on your first day in the city, and you can see the Grand Library stretching over the river. There's sort of two entrances. It sort of spans both the commercial and the artistic side of the city. In front of you, last thing that have happened... Actually, Wes, you might have this in your notes, so I don't want to steal your thunder.
This part I do have.
Cool. I'll let you take it from here.
So we were en route in the city when tears in reality started appearing. Some fey creatures in general started spilling out. The most noticeable one was a giant treant, bipedal, I assume, tree creature, and just started swinging at us. We kind of got left in the lurch, a bit of suspense, but I don't think it's super friendly. Most likely a nice little present sent our way by our friend Rua, who I'm starting to not trust very much.
Well, never.
Not trust Rua? How dare you?
Yeah. Iggy's mom, she's got it going on.
And yes, if this is your first time watching, Iggy's mom is the big bad. Well, hey.
Absolutely.
Yes, she was not around. You do have a stepmom.
With it just fine, thank you.
Exactly. Okay.
You see some clerics from the various temples around you, as you are in the temple district, rush to the aid of those in need. And yes, a treant stepped out of a tear in reality, and with a wave of its bushy hands, awakened one of the buildings in Draíocht, which are also trees. So where we left off was one of the kind of rooted trees that was home to, I think we decided it was both the radio station, the school, the orphanage, and a hospital for sick kids. So, something for everyone to save. Started lurching forward, awakened by this treant.
No, the radio station.
Started smashing down in front of a huddle of city guard. There were some city guard there that managed to dodge out of the way. So you're faced with two treants. You're faced with the screaming terror voices of people inside this building, which has suddenly gone walkabout, animated to life by terrifying magical means. Good, hey. The rain is torrentially pouring down on you. It is wet. It is disgusting. It is not an ideal battleground. And with this all in front of you, Hucks Punks, what would you like to do?
Attack the treants?
Yeah. How far away are the two tree boys from us?
They're about somewhere between 60 and 120 feet. You're not in immediate combat with them. They seem to be in immediate combat with the city guards, but attacking them, as always, is an option.
Have they... are we in their direct line of sight? Would we be able to get around them without them reacting to us?
You might be able to get around them in the the kind of din of battle. They are in your line of sight. They did spot you. I believe at one point I described last episode one of the Treants looking your way in a very furrowed and angry manner, but immediately faced with a sort of city guard who, as their training would allow, immediately just close shields in ranks of 3 and 3 and begin to try to push them back, screaming out, "Stay back! Stay back!"
Okay, so they're fairly focused on
to
guards.
the fans and to any civilians. Yes, yeah.
I'd normally suggest going and helping folk and making new friends, and then using those new friends to free our other friends. But it might be better if the guards are over here and we just go towards the barracks. Do you ken what
Arlington has his axe in his hand. There's like drool running down the side of his mouth, and he's like staring longingly at the tree ends. And you can see he's like, when a dog's like really resistant, like clearly wants to bolt.
I have maybe a hand on his elbow, pulling back, as sort of my own cowardice, going, I don't know if that's necessarily a situation that we can directly help there with the massive buildings.
I've never killed a tree.
They've got to be weak to fire, you reckon? I could do some damage, I reckon. But seeing as Rian seems to have popped off, let's have a go of stealth for the first time, shall we?
Okay, but then we killed the trees, right?
Oh, I am sure there's trees all over the place. I mean, look at it. You can't even see the sky for trees. You can't see the wood for the trees, and the treants for the wood.
I don't get it. But I'll do. All right, fine, we'll do. But we gotta kill someone soon. I haven't killed someone in like 8 hours.
We're going to a place. I mean, this is more violent than you usually are, but we're going to a place where some killing might unfortunately happen. But ultimately, we're going to try to have friends first, right?
You can be friends with whoever survives. Let's get a move on before I change my mind. Let's go. I'm feeling generous.
From inside the animated Treant, you hear, help us! We're kids! We're sick kids! One kid goes, I'm the last of my line because I'm a fucking orphan.
Not phasing Arlington in the slightest.
That seems bad now. Was it really a radio station in an orphanage? Because then we really have to go. Orphans are basically halflings. Until they grow taller.
Well, the Prince of Kildare could probably help with this situation. Maybe we need backup, as you say, without Rian. But
that's the big orc lady that ran a ship, big badass.
I'll put it this way: I've got to go to the Temple District at some point anyway. But it seemed like things were kicking off, and I didn't think I can specifically ignore a crying orphan asking for help.
Yeah.
All right, new plan. I'm bored of talking. Let's bust in here, free the big orc lady, and then tear this tree apart.
Oh, is the busting in just happening right there? Is it not past the trees?
No, I think you're saying we need to rescue these kids immediately right now.
Oh, we have to get past the trees to get to the barracks.
Yeah, you do. And as you're having this discussion, one of the trees just slams down and just crushes 2 of the city guard and goes, tree.
That's less guards, and they weren't children.
What's the situation, Ben, with the tree that has the kids in it? Is there like a door? Like, how are they stuck up in higher tree? What's the
are the building faculties of this building still active?
Yes, someone's going. You listen out and you can see, not even without a perception check, inside you see a little flicking red light, and you hear as they're shouting out, live from Draíocht FM, we are in a tree that's moving. We can see some shoppers down below and orphans falling out the window.
They're shock jocks.
Are there kids falling from this tree?
There
Could
were
it be
some
more
orphan
grizzly,
keepers. A bunch of orphan keepers at the end of last episode fell out of the tree and splatted. So far, no kids are being harmed because the tree has yet to use them as projectiles. But hey, who knows what the tree's going to do next?
Bottom of the tree or where? We're in the tree.
They're inside the tree. Yeah. They're holding on for dear life.
So just to clarify, I mean, the tree that they're in is a good tree. It was the building beforehand. It's been awakened, and does anyone know anything about?
They seem to be mates.
Defense tactics, because they may opt to have the building be fightable and defend people. In which case, they're fine. They don't need to be saved from us. We'd just be damaging a building.
Oh, good point.
But make sure the orphanage can come to life when the city's under attack.
Well, if they're all trees, then maybe they just make all their buildings come back to life.
Yeah,
Look,
what's that tree doing? Fighting?
I'm gonna point at the windows and like look at my two friends and be like, "Screaming orphans, be blind happy. Them two guards is stains on the ground now. Can I please kill one of these building trees?"
You have an axe. I mean, go ahead, sure.
I mean, they're made for chopping down trees, right?
I just try not to injure any of the kids when the
as soon as Huck seems into it, I've bolted.
Okay, let me do some quick.
I'm gonna try and like I'm trying to skirt line of sight. If there's like an alley behind a building, I can like break line of sight. I basically want to try and get behind these things if possible. If there's any like low or not super high tree buildings that I could like scale, I basically want to try and like jump from a height at it rather than attacking its ankles.
As soon as I see him rushing off, can I try to blast out a haste spell?
Ooh.
Yes, I think at this point in time we'll rely on ye olde D&D mechanics. I didn't want a strong argument to fighting these treants. Escaping is also an option. I just couldn't resist screaming orphans being the tantalizing sound effect that they are.
I want to be absolutely clear. That is not what made Arlington want to get involved. He's using that as an emotional manipulation tool to kill things.
Huck,
me too.
Huck was trying to have a bit more guile than normal, but immediately failed at crying orphans.
Let's roll some initiative.
Small, I can't open the leaf.
Let's roll some initiative and get this battle on the way. Now, the guards and the trees have been fighting, so some damage has been taken either side, and you don't know that. But for the players out there and for the audience out there, you're coming in for the death kill. Maybe I don't know. You're stealing some kills.
A question about whether or not
we're going to discuss explaining things without being quite so mechanical. The tree looks pretty beat up after its fight.
No. I just mean that the rolling I was doing behind the scenes was just kind of. I think that conversation probably took you about 30 seconds. 5 rounds of combat has happened, one side or the other.
We never even know to get to 5. Huh?
Yeah, true. The classic NPCs know how to really draw this kind of fight out. They're using the dodge action a lot.
That's all they can do.
Roll initiatives. Everyone, roll initiative.
9 for me, very bad.
9, okay.
And I got 8. So I just barely missed being able to go before you and haste you.
I got
So I rolled low, and I don't get that benefit as well. Perfect.
Sorry, Iggy, you got an 11. Did I hear that right?
20.
20.
Very nice.
2-0. Okay, let me reorganize this.
Impersonation of Gav's initiative.
Yes, yeah. I do have Gav on this little initiative sheet.
I just took his stats and then added them to mine. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when someone's not here, you get to take all their stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
That's D&D, baby. Right, top of the round. As you, before Arlington, before you even rush, the moment you think, I'm getting in here, this is what you see before you. You see a person who, with sort of foppish, almost graying hair, not quite, in a more pristine guard uniform than you're used to, the typical humdrum, ragadag guards. You assume as the guard captain, shout out to all of them behind him, saying, "Attack the one that came from the portal. Don't attack the orphanage. As soon as it's gone, the other will revert." And this man leans forward, takes an attack. Woo, playing D&D by myself. What am I doing? Okay, yeah. And what's the tree? Okay. Jumps forward with a long sword and seems to have slashed into the trunk of this treant, but apparently has done no damage. Iggy, this is where it is your turn. Then it's going to be, just for order of information, some guards, and then you guys are actually split up by treants.
Okay. Iggy is infused with a sense of urgency after hearing the children screaming. For the first time, she's going to use Dimension Door. And can I travel inside to where they heard the voices, inside the tree to where the kids are?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
This is the first time you've ever used this spell. So for the audience and as a reminder for myself, what does it do? And and specifically with Iggy's flavor, what does it look like?
Okay, well, just to say what this is you teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot within range. You arrive at exactly the spot desired. It can be a place you can see, when you can visualize, when you can describe, etc. You can bring along objects as long as they carry their weight, or you can carry their weight. If you arrive in a place already occupied by an object creature, you and the creature traveling would face damage. But yeah, so I think that. So, but what that, I'm guessing for what Iggy, what that would be is she would have her drawing thing, and she would draw an arrow with a question mark because she's not sure. She's like, "Am I able to do this? I want to go to there," as Liz Lemon would say. And
you don't want to like paint Looney Tunes style, paint a doorway in the ground, or
that's better. And maybe she will learn to embellish. But like, I've never used this before. So I'm half expecting Ben to be like, "Well, that doesn't work because obviously this obvious thing." So.
Yeah. I mean, that's his favorite thing to do.
It is my favorite thing to do, but not this time. The spell works exactly as you described. I had a quick look up there to add in a little bit of D&D depth. There's a verbal component. It's kind of the only component to the spell. Does Iggy say anything as she goes through her dimension door?
Children, I'm not absent.
That's oddly specific for the words, the magical words that.
Think more abracadabra.
Every single time she casts Dimension Door.
She's infused with just general.
I'm okay with those being the conditions you have to say to cast Dimension Door.
Children,
for the rest of the campaign.
In my mind, this is the first time she's used it. She's doing it like she thinks that this is just the power of her troubled relationship with her parents.
Yes.
So that's what she thinks is happening.
You Dimension Door inside this tree. It's instantly rocky. It's hard because the tree's moving. I need you to do two things. One, make a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
So roll a d20 and add your dexterity saving modifier. This is how well you keep your balance coming out of the portal.
This is already a very cool situation
13.
You've thrown yourself into.
13?
13.
You skid a little. You don't necessarily have your feet, but you sort of just shoot forward another kind of 5-10 feet and catch yourself just at this natural sort of gnarly window in the tree.
Okay.
You don't need to make a perception check to look around you. You were aiming specifically for where the children's screams were coming from. You hear the shock jockeys above you. You're like, radio near the broadcasting tower at the top, obviously.
Sure.
And there are...
Do I have a sense of how many
7 orphans.
Do I have an idea of how high up I am, or how close to?
Yeah, you're about 20 feet into the air.
How many floors is that? Or...
2 floors. Let's say they're 10-foot floors. So ground floor, you're on the first floor. That's where the orphans sleep.
Okay. Well, I don't know how much I can do on the go before it turns over. What I would be doing is if I can see them, is just gathering them and saying, "This way, come on, it's an excursion, come on." And just trying to get them to follow me down the stairs. If I can see stairs, can I see stairs? You
can see stairs. Essentially, you've kind of bamfed into their dorm room, of which you see very cute orphan-sized beds and orphans. And one of them toddles up to you with like a small little, let's say it's the plush teddy of a pixie. Oh, and classic kind of almost stumbles over its feet kind of thing. No, let's not make it a pixie. Let's make it an almirage. They're rabbits with unicorn horns. That's cuter. And it's like sucking its thumb.
Almost
like
engineered in a lab to be adorable.
Ooh, well, then I'll go down low to their level and say, "Let's get the two of you to safety," like gesturing to the little toy as well, and try and huddle them towards the stairs.
Yeah, they turn around and go, "Yum, yum, yum. My name's Galactic Cowboy." Yum, 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 yum. Make a persuasion check. This is to see how well you can sort of convince kids that stranger danger is not a thing.
Maybe it was a disadvantage because this kid is clearly mentally unwell.
I have a 10.
Zip.
I have a 10 persuasion, but that was a 14. So, it was
in total?
In total, 14.
Yeah, it's still good enough. They the kids start crawling out from under their bunks, which they were told in times of earthquakes to hide under, and they go, "No, which way, lady?"
And I'm going to draw helpful little arrows towards the stairs with like cute little smiley face. I'm going to make flourishes, like kind of just want to try and make it as friendly and nice and almost like something out of their storybook as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the older kids with a backwards cap goes, "You can just say the stairs. We're not children." And they begin. So at the start of your next turn, you are leading them down the stairs to something.
Hope not their death. Yay!
Yeah. Quick bit of mechanics for ye old guards outside. Ba-ba-bam. Yeah,
I hope this kid with a hat gets squished.
I'm the leader of the gang. And
he's definitely the most scared of all of them. He's just putting up a front. Well, Ben's counting dice. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Just let's fill the time with that, the little red one.
Yes. A bunch of city guards all step forward from the shield wall. You see this outside, and with one lunge of their spear, just kind of straight into all the nooks and crannies of this treant, and dealing some damage. Not the one with orphans inside. They're specifically attacking the one that's awoken the orphanage.
I would enjoy very much if Iggy had like rounded up all the orphans and was about to succeed, and then a lot of spears come in from the walls and just ruin her success.
I'm imagining
like pop-up pirate.
That the orphanage building is going to get destroyed everywhere except the room that was the child's bedroom. And so
they would have been fine if you had just not gone in.
Yeah, exactly.
Next
wanted to go under bed, like.
Arlington, you start rushing forward towards this chaos. Huck, you're on deck after the trees.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think this is going to be a short turn because if I'm 100 feet away, I'm going to run my full speed of 40 feet, and I'm going to use my action to dash. I'm trying to stay behind these trees, and yeah, if I can break line of sight behind anything, I'm basically trying to. Sneak is a bit too extreme of a term because I am sprinting at them, but I want to my goal is to like surprise them and leap at them. But I want to get
absolutely like a tactical maneuver.
Exactly, like like a tactics, like in a battle.
Yeah, cool, great. When did you guys level up as like players? This is awesome.
We've been hiding it this whole time.
Of course, for episode 30, fighting dirty.
There's our episode name. Write that down.
Oh, that is good. Chat, remind me. Computer, write that down. The
computer is what he calls Paul.
You weren't. I said kind of between 60 and 120 feet, right?
Yeah, that's a big distance of between.
Yeah, I'm gonna say during your kind of talk of will we help, you sort of continued moving because it was still in the same direction, and that you were only by the time you decided to act 60 feet away. So movement and okay. I don't know. Do you get to bonus action dash? Is that a thing?
No, that's a monk thing. I can hit it with my shield as a bonus. No, what I'm going to do is I'm still going to have to dash either way because I can only get 40 feet. But then I'm going to try and stay. Oh, tell you what. Okay, if I can get 60, that'll leave me with 20 feet of movement. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do is I want to run to any like tree buildings or anything that I can actually climb up and get as high as I can. So that a tree that's close enough that I could like potentially leap off it at this thing and basically. I want to start wailing on its shoulder blades or something like.
Yes. Yeah, I get you. There's trees all around you. Are you thinking, like, some of the branches have sort of been not sawn down, but smoothed down, but it's still rough. You could just, like, fucking do it. Like, you could, like, take a little bit of damage and just fucking leap in by just digging your bugbear claws in.
Okay, if there's branches and shit hanging out, new plan. I'm going to... monkey bars this thing and basically I want to like jump at one of them and like spin around and then use that momentum to just hurl myself forward rather than like climbing anything.
Absolutely. Make a acrobatics, or are you going to try convince me it's athletics?
I mean, I'm using my strength to hurl myself up there. Acrobatics would be the landing, I would think.
Hey, gymnasts, get at us. I think it's probably it's acrobatics. It's clearly acrobatics. It's fucking. It's so obviously acrobatics.
Well, okay. Now I was gonna try and say if I could like focus on like getting the distance rather than the accuracy, but fair enough. Acrobatics. I'm still real good at that. 17.
17. Yes, absolutely. You managed to not only leap yourself forward towards this this treant, but in a way that you don't lose your footing on the slippy, muddy sort of streets of Draíocht. In fact, you use a little bit of a slide to give you an extra boost into this branch. You hear as you swing past a slight creak. You're not sure if the branch is broken off. Whether it was a branch at all, it might have just been ye old family store, and you've just swung off there, so you're like, haha. You're going fast enough that I will let you do with disadvantage an attack. Like if you're, because you have an intent in mind, so I'm going to let you kind of do what you want.
Ooh, just the one attack, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm putting myself in the mind of Arlington, which I shouldn't do as a DM, but you're probably going to use your axe to grip.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly my plan.
That's what I was picturing in my head. I figured it was picturing your head. So yeah. Disadvantage to get some grip.
I've got all these pointy things, but I'm going to use my bare hands to hold on to this thing.
Your bugbear hands.
Oh, furious! I didn't think of that. Cool. Attack time. Can I make this reckless? Is that what we?
It will only make you. No, I'm going to say you didn't have the. I mean, it's actually sorry. It's obviously reckless. The whole plan is reckless.
That's kind of what I was thinking, mechanic or lore wise.
But no, I think it's still a disadvantage. Unfortunately, sorry. I'm being a douche.
That is completely fair. Ooh, that is 26 to hit.
Wow, with disadvantage, that definitely hits.
Rolled a big old 19. This is what you get for giving me a +2 weapon.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I remember when I first started D&D, the idea of like +1 weapons, I'm like, what a boring thing. And then people were like, +2 is overpowered. And I was like, really? It fucking is.
I love it. I just make I just don't change the challenge ratings. Like there's 2 treants here.
Oh yeah, no, complete. But what I mean is in like +2 sounds like such a minor increase, but it's fucking huge. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so with my axe, that is... I didn't rage, did I? No, grand. That is 9 slashing damage, but if this is a surprise attack, I get to do It's not. You saw me come?
They need to have the surprise condition, of which they surprised you. If anything, you're shocked.
But had he not seen me yet, no?
No, he looked at you. He knows what's going on.
Looking at us.
Yeah.
Well, balls. Cool. 9 slashing damage, so.
Yeah, you dig in and slide down a little bit, but you're dangling, let's say for heroic reasons, like 15 feet off the ground.
I'll take it.
You did a mighty leap.
As I'm hanging off by my axe, I'm going to look back to Huck. He's like, you see that? I completely stuck the landing.
From the window, the shock jockeys go, whoa, 10 out of 10. The 2 treants take their turn. They're pretty much focused on the guards. Actually, one of them is focused on the itch, the kind of scratch on its back, and makes 2 attempts to get you off. Ooh, there's a 27 and a 25 hit.
They unfortunately both hit, and Ben, I think you knew they did.
I had my suspicions. So this treant, and it will take some of this damage, makes 2 slam attacks by just trying to like bam and bam slam you off. The first one is for 15 damage. And the next one, this is bludgeoning. Don't know if there's anything there. Is for 20 damage. As it does 2 slam attacks, and of that, it will take half of both. And there. It is the end of its turn, except what it's going to do is sort of position itself now, sort of twisted. Make a strength saving throw, actually. Whether that level of damage knock you off this treant back.
Oh, that's a natural 1. I need to start raging. It would have been half that damage and advantage on that check. Nah, yeah. Natural 1.
That's amazing. So the first attack just like slaps you onto its like, cartoon style slap flat, and the second one is like a flick from the armpit, and it just fires you down onto the wet, slick ground. You're no longer on it, and it positions itself sort of defensively against the city guard. The treant that is the orphanage sort of slams 2 branches down on the ground and sort of all fours and then it shakes like a wet dog as it tries to clear up its branches. Yeah, make a make a dexterity saving throw, and I'm gonna make some for the orphans. Nice. The orphans are
you're
good.
gonna get covered in orphan vomit.
Chucky's surprisingly doing okay. Sorry, I say orphans, I mean sick kids. They have parents. These are fine. These are kids. They're just kids, but orphans just tugs on the heartstrings a bit more.
I got 12.
12. You do slam against the wall a little bit, and maybe partly because you got in the way as an older, bigger adult. The orphans just kind of slam into you. You were sort of huddling them together. You take 8 damage bludgeoning against the, you know, that bit of a bed that's just a little bit spiky. You don't want to crack your head on it like the headboard. You crack your back across that a little bit. It's not nice. But 8 damage is what you take inside this treant. That is the end of its turn.
Where are you sleeping, Benjamin?
I sleep in an Iron Maiden.
I can't get off without the pain.
I'm thinking of the bit. Have you ever fallen off a bunk bed and you kind of crack your back against the lower bunk bit, the edge? I have, and it felt spiky. Yes. Yeah. It's not actually piercing; it's bludgeoning for sure. But yeah, you crack against the hard wood. Which, now that you think of it, this tree is a bit like a Turdurcan in that there's like alder. It's made out of alder, but there's also like mahogany and oak inside it, which is where the beds are from. That is the end of its turn. Huck, you are up.
Okay, so a lot's happened, but basically, as far as Huck is concerned, Iggy disappeared and Arlington immediately ran away. So Huck was immediately abandoned.
Arlington was looking back and like waving. I don't know whether you could see him or not. Is actually
I did.
There's no way he was.
Children.
No, when I stuck the landing, I was looking back at you, being like, "Look, I did that."
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
But now I don't know whether or not you could see that.
Huck, appreciate it. Yeah, well, so what's the distance now between where I am? Is it 60 feet again? And where Arlington is, or the Treant?
It was about 60 feet for me anyway, so I don't think they would have moved.
No, they haven't moved. You're about 60 feet.
Right. And my full move is 25 feet. So yeah. I've never had to run. How does increasing my speed work in 5e?
You can use an action to use movement. So you can use your movement 25, and then you can use an action to run 25 again.
Sweet.
But as a sorcerer, you've ranged.
Yeah, I'm not unaware of my ranged options. Unfortunately, Huck doesn't want to kill Arlington again. That's fresh in his mind, and there's very little he can think of doing to that tree that wouldn't cause some inadvertent damage to Arlington. Now, Arlington's not even got a haste to defend himself, so
no.
Arlington's currently not on the tree. Arlington is face in the mud, slid, Dragon Ball Z style into the riverbank.
Okay, right. So he's even further away from me.
Yeah, he slid. Sorry, you were asking where Arlington was, not the trees, right?
Yeah, I thought Arlington and the trees are probably in the same.
I think I'm clear.
Arlington's a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes things easier. Right? So I can go 25 feet. I am going to cast. That answers my question of to enlarge or to reduce. I'm going to enlarge Arlington. As
Enlargington.
Yeah.
We're about to have a mecha battle.
I thought you'd like that. Yeah.
I do.
So my first thing is buff Arlington. I have to be within 30 feet to cast it. It requires my concentration, so it will be my concentration spell. He'll double in size in all dimensions. His weight will be multiplied by 8, and he goes up a size category. So if he's medium, large.
I'm going to... I'm only pointing this out so you remember it. You only moved 25 feet. And Arlington might not be within 30 feet of you if he only kind of skid 5 feet away from there.
Only move 5?
No, let's say, if he skid 10 feet, then you're in range. Never mind.
That's what I was thinking.
No, you're right.
I can do something else to like...
No, he's on the brink of it, but it works. And Barry and Chad is right. The old chicken legs.
The old chicken legs.
Classic.
We've seen this trick before.
I forgot that, but chicken legs is for moving. You know.
Yeah.
This is war chicken legs.
Yeah. So sorry. Ignore me. I was just being pedantic on the rules, and you were correct. He is within 30 feet.
Cool. So, yeah. So I cast that. That's relatively trivial unless he's going against it.
God, no.
All right. You get a 1d4 extra damage.
Nice.
And you have advantage on all strength checks and strength saving shows. I don't know if that's a thing you'd have anyway, but you have it now.
Nice. Could have done with that earlier.
Well, yeah, you know, there's only so much I can do.
Oh, no, I know. Oh, I'm not complaining.
Right. Now, that was just a move and a spell. I have a bonus action. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a restriction on me having a different spell if I use my sorcerer points?
You can't. Oh, sorcerer points, I think, is the...
My sorcerer's points allow me to fire a spell that's normally an action as a bonus action. But I can't remember if I have. It has to be.
They can't both be leveled spells. I think that's...
I think that's the rule.
Here's the interesting thing. If you cast a bonus action that is a leveled spell, you can only cast a cantrip as an action. So...
Yeah, that's fine. That's kind of what I thought it was. I was just chancing my arm. Right. Then I will cast cantrip as a bonus action.
You can do that, I believe. Yeah.
Provided I'm within range. So that's the real question. What have I even got? I liked Chill Touch a lot of the time, but Firebolt seems classic. Firebolt it is.
Fire makes trees hurt.
Yeah. This isn't the orphanage, right? It's just a tree.
I presume you're not aiming for the orphanage.
No.
I won't even make you do a perception roll for what that is. You know what I mean? Like you can hear, you know, the one that says orphanage carved into its bare chest. Orphanage / Draíocht FM / Sick Kids Hospital / Educational Center for kids who need it.
Okay.
You don't go there if you don't need it. That's the. Yes, Firebolt. You make your attack.
18.
This bolt of fire strikes true. You can roll your damage.
Oh, cool. 2d10. And of course...
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Firebolt is pretty strong.
So,
is it because you're a certain level and you've reached
it just gets more powerful by...
It does get more powerful over time. Oh, wait, I thought the first one kicks in a 5th level spell, but maybe it doesn't.
No, that's
sure.
right.
D&D Beyond knows what's going on. Which one's the D10? It's this one. That's a 1. Crap. And that is a 10 or a 0. That'll be a poor roll. 11 fire damage.
This firebolt, it's kind of, especially in the rain, you're a little nervous about it because as it goes, you feel like its flame just kind of flickers out. You're not even sure if it's hit correctly until this Treant just like a part of it just explodes into flame. Who knew trees were bad against fire?
I suspected, I'll admit.
So 11 in total?
Fire anyway. 11 in total, yeah. And that's me straight up and down, nothing else to do. Yeah.
Yeah, the rain continues to push down towards you, obscuring some of your vision, but not in any mechanical way. In the distance, you hear a kind of crack of thunder, making this quite an epic scene. If you pulled back, it's like these two trees just leaning over what is the three of you and seemingly 5 city guards holding up. So 8 in total surrounding these trees. The flames just kind of whip through the air, causing a little bit of mingling of smoke, some leftover smoke from the burning distillery district. They just went up. They didn't have a chance to fight back. Justice for the trees. It brings us back to the top of the round, of which the guard captain, shocked that 3 sort of very capable, actually 2 from what he can see, very capable civilians have joined the battle. He almost shouts out, "You're only going to make things... well, fall in line. And kind of directs you, Huck, to maybe behind where the shield wall is to kind of fire over.
That makes sense.
Arlington looks towards your way and goes, "Ugh." I presume your bandana up, but all this moving around, who knows what you're...
No, I
on your
think
turn you can...
I think ever since I've come back from the Feywild, Arlington hasn't been wearing his bandana. He seems to have less need for secrecy.
Makes an attack against this tree, but once again, in kind of shouting orders to the fellow men, seems to just lunge wildly out of the way, missing completely. Iggy, you are inside the belly of the beast, literally. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just continue. So I'm guessing it's falling around. We're sort of flailing. I'm hoping, as you say, that the orphans are ricocheting off my body as we make our way down the staircase that I'm imagining is kind of small in this tree, and just kind of trying to get down to the bottom. Would I make it to the bottom in a go, or?
Let me think. The tree's not too wide. It's not like, well, it's also a building, so maybe it is very wide.
And
the tree
also,
is kind of wide.
Can I see out anything that's happening, or am I like all focus is on this like staircase?
Let's say because it's easier to build trees right, or staircases kind of right in the center. They're very long if you to use this fucking full circumference. That you rush to the center of the room and down. You're on the ground floor with one use of your movement, and the kids have kind of followed along. You still have your action, your bonus action, but you're not yet out of the tree. In fact, you're in a corridor within the tree, and it's kind of hard to judge where to go next.
Okay, so I can't peek out. I can't see what's happening yet.
If you want to make a perception check, that will take up your action, though, as in to really whereabouts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I can't do anything, then maybe that would be a useful thing to do.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
What's happening outside? Okay, perception. Sorry. 18.
18, yeah. You see one section of this tree on the inside looks a bit smoother, looks a bit more kind of elf-made than just sort of rough bark. And you assume that is the double doors out of this building. And made all the more possible by some of the... there is a small classroom of a teacher and some kids looking towards the door as well, about to make a break. They spot you and go, "We go on 3?" To kind of all rush out of the building. The shock jocks just dedicated to their cause, I guess. They're recording upstairs, but their noise has faded away. Apologies if I'm echoing in both the chat and here, but let's say it's because you're in a hollow tree and the voice of me is just bouncing around. That's a way to... Yeah.
Well, can I... If I'm not able to go out yet, what I would do is gesturing to the other threat is kind of just give them I want to have a peek out first before I get everyone out. Is what I'd be going to do. I don't know if I do that on this turn.
Yeah, you're too far from the door. But actually, you could use... Let's say you can use your... That was just a bonus action to perceive, and you can use your action to kind of move ahead and peek out. So you can kind of wait for the opportune moment to go. Cool. Which brings us onto the city guard. As I roll these dice, you guys can let me know, or let chat know, just how you're feeling. How you getting on? That's pretty good.
And again, subscribe and hit the bells. Don't worry about the podcast. No one likes listening to things without seeing them.
Give yourself a break.
It might just be myself and Lucy. That's strange.
I'm here.
No, I mean echoing, as in causing some issues. Is anyone playing out of their speakers? That could be...
I was, and I turned it down, but I think I'm muted in the feed.
I just hit that still is happening, so I don't think it's me.
You're coming through clear as day. The guards all, again, lift up their shields and stab through. If you're picturing anything that involves shield fighting in your head, yeah, they're doing that. They're doing that move. Aha! Boom! Shield back down. As they deal more damage to this raging and rampaging. And now on fire, Treant. Arlington, it is your turn. You are face first in the ground, bigger than when you first landed.
Yep, I'm going. Oh god, yeah, I'm gonna stand up, which is gonna take up half my movement, doesn't it? I believe.
It does.
Cool. But I'm 10 feet away from the tree, and I was attacking initially.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna pull myself up to my full enormous height. Well, large, whatever. I'm gonna. Has the tree? Is it facing me or is it facing away?
It's facing. You're kind of 3/4. You're getting a 3/4 profile on it.
I'm going to ready my axe in my hand. I'm gonna lock eyes with the tree, and I attacked initially, and announce that I'm a weapon to surpass Metal Gear, and I'm going to use my bonus action to rage. So now I'm finally raging. I'm like, you take over, Daisy. Oh, I guess I'll just kill him then. And I'm going to attack the closest treant.
Yes. Remind me, either Wes or Keelan, when you enlarge someone, their kind of possessions enlarge with them. He's not wielding a comically small axe.
No, the weapon enlarges, which is specifically why I get the extra 1d4.
Of course, yes. Yeah. So make your attack.
As much as I love the visual of having like a dinner fork sized axe,
chip.
Yeah.
Although if I don't know if he can hear me, but if he drops it, it'll reduce back to its normal size.
Yes, I am painfully aware of that. Or conscious, not rather than aware. Sorry, I meant to specify reckless attacks for this.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
So, which is good. So the first attack is going to be 15 to hit.
It just misses. You overcompensate for how big you are and how big the tree is, and although you do kind of crack into the bark of this tree, it seems to be some of its dead bark, and it just kind of falls away.
Shattered.
A chunk of it is gone, but it caused no. Like it just kind of sliced off a scab. It was dead to begin with.
Cool. I rolled like shit. 11 for the second hit.
Also misses.
Fuck it. I want this thing to die. I'm going to use an action surge. That's my first time. My super powerful spider move that I'm yet to use.
Ooh, what does that mean?
It means I get an extra action.
Ooh, cool.
Which is cool.
Is that 2 attacks? Another full 2?
It's 2 attacks.
Nice. Yeah,
which is why fighters become quite powerful at level 5 or whatever. Cool.
Perfect.
So recklessly attacking. That's going to be 17 plus 7, so that is 24 to hit. I'll just roll up the other attack as well, save time.
Yeah, combine it together.
So that is 15 to hit for the second one.
Just misses again. So you manage to sink it in and pull it out, but at that the tree is just sort of trying to dodge away. Actually, something about the way the sap on this bark just sort of globs out, just sort of sticks your axe, and it's almost like it has a natural protection against people trying to take bites out of it, like trees do, really. But 1 attack hits.
I forget if the Lair Skull Axe counts as a magical weapon. I don't think it does.
It does.
Does that have any effect? It's still resistant to it, is it?
No, it's not resistant. It never was. Okay. But the 15 doesn't hit. That's what it was.
Cool. Then with my +4, my gigantic axe deals 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 slashing damage.
Nice. Very, very nice. This Treant,
kind of like a flurry of attacks, but only like one of the 4 attacks hits.
You do Kratos' spin around axe, but you just happen to be too close. They're just sort of around the back. He's like hugging close.
It's like it looks like Bruce Lee with the nunchucks, and at the end he hits himself.
No, you get a solid double-handed in. It just so happens that the sort of pulsing, how sick and how wounded this creature looks, it is just globbing out delicious maple syrup in every direction. It's not a maple tree, but it's doing it. It's doing its tree version of maple syrup. It's just sapping everywhere. You're tapping in, and that sort of natural goopy syrup is protecting it from your other attacks. It is its turn. It is furious at you, and it's going to make 2 big old slam attacks against you. God, that'd be hilarious. Just a fun stat about Treants. It's one of their abilities. False appearance. when the treant remains motionless, it's indistinguishable from a normal tree. So if it just kind of went, you wouldn't be able to find it. That's what that means. You feel like,
We'd know
out
which
of all
it'd be
these
the
trees-
tree. It'd be the tree that's covered in my blood.
Hope it doesn't notice. The tree that's panting heavily and holding on for dear life. It speaks a lot of languages, but it's pure rage at the moment because it is corrupted in its nature. But yes, it makes 2 slam attacks, both with advantage because you attacked recklessly, I believe.
I did. I knew what I was doing. I was weighing up the
Okay.
options. I was like, I can rage and shield some of this damage, or I can second wind and recover some health. So,
Oh, shit. So the first one is a 21.
I've already used my
Does
bonus.
that hit?
Yeah, that hits.
And the next one's a natural 20.
Oh, like the funeral pyre, boys.
So first attack deals 11, 14, 20 damage.
Okay, that's halved to 10 because I'm raging.
Yes, and I'm going to roll, I so rarely get to roll, instead of doubling the dice, I'm going to roll twice as many dice.
Nice.
Hey, listen to that. The sound of sweet, sweet killing. All right. Yeah.
It's pre-murder.
That's a 10, 8, and 12.
Hey, Ben.
22, yes.
As a reaction, can I bend luck, which I never use, but allows me to roll a d4, which I can apply to either think Arlington or the attack roll?
It's not going to make a difference.
Oh, you mean for the AC?
You can reduce his attack by 1d4, I think.
Yeah.
But it's not going to help.
Yeah. Huck's going to give it a go.
Okay. The total attack is 28 bludgeoning damage as 2 sort of big old, it's rare. I don't think anyone in chat or here in real life has ever seen a tree clench a fist. But if you imagine all those branches coming into one big, like, gnarled club, just goes like, boof, boof, boof. The first one pins you down. The second one, like lining up a nail, just poof, 28 points of damage. Minus what Huck
2.
uses to bend 2.
No,
26
Huck's
points of damage.
Huck's roll affects the attack, not the damage.
No, I think it affects the damage. I have other ones.
Oh, you're saying take 2 away from a natural 20.
I can, yeah, well, no.
wrong.
To
I
roll
thought it
1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty to the creature's roll. I don't know if it says. It's whenever a creature makes an attack, an ability check, or a saving throw.
hit. It's to hit.
Oh, right. But then I used it too late.
No, but yeah, because if you know the result of the die, does it cause some issues? Yeah. Hold on to it. Actually, it's the first time using it. You know what? It's your first time ever using it. I don't mind the delay. You can basically cancel out that 20.
Cool.
Making it just
would make it a non-critical
attack.
Make it a non-crit. Yeah, you're still getting
It
attacked.
would make it an 18 instead of a 20.
Okay, that is actually huge. I was like, I think even if you get max numbers on this thing, it's still going to hit me.
But
I think
with that in mind,
if I use bend up, oh no, that's not tied to chaos. I might be more likely to have a wild magic surge.
Yes, with Tides of Chaos. You could have gotten me to re-roll the 20, I'd imagine.
With Tides of Chaos, I can do all sorts of stuff, but that's the more dangerous one.
If we've gotten that wrong, if we've gotten that ruling wrong, which is quite likely, we're drinking and we're live. DMs, players, anyone who's been in the situation before, get in touch with us. rollforhomebrew@gmail.com. We have a thing specifically for the situation, a Don't Be That Gygax award, which is named because we don't want you to constantly point out the rules wrong, but actually we love it. So do get in touch. I love having conversations.
Tides of Chaos just gives me advantage on something I want. Ben Luck is a different thing. So.
And it doesn't just do the wild magic. It doesn't give me that option to kind of go like wild magic on that, baby.
I would say it does because it's more fun. I would say it's me applying. I'm bending luck. I'm literally changing a roll. I would say it's me messing with using magic to mess with things. At what level? The thing about wild magic and these sorcery things is it's entirely up to the DM. So it's your call.
Yeah, let's say the next spell you cast, we're going to roll on your ye old wild magic table especially because we've one specifically for you. So
yeah, I rolled for the last spell as well with the enlarge, but I didn't get it. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to interrupt.
Fair. So that means it's only 14. I'd rolled double the dice, but let's just half whatever, guys. So 14 damage. Actually, sorry. The dice roll would have been different.
Oh, sorry, 14
No,
damage.
18 to hit. Sorry, is your AC 18?
No.
Cool. So 28 minus 6, which is that's plus, is 22. Half that is 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 damage.
So is that before my rage?
That is before your rage, so halved to 8.
Cool. Oh, I'm
8
still
damage.
alive.
Yeah, with something about the fabric of reality, which is a theme that comes up quite a lot. Obviously, Rua can bend some of the fabrics of reality, but so can Huck, having bamfed people away, just sort of wraps itself around this fist, slowing it down, making it more of a considered mortar and pestle move than the squish the tomato that the Treant is
Smashing
going.
me rather than smashing me. Nice.
Yes. Yeah, you've been mashed and not smashed.
As I see it, I kind of just bend the fabrics. I pull one fabric, and that just moves Arlington like an inch to the left.
Yeah.
Slides him out of the way.
It's kind of like I'm pulling the carpet from underneath him, but the carpet's actually ground.
I think
is
because this is important, like after the attack and after I've been hooshed to the side, Arlington kind of like stares the Treant down. He's like, oh no, he's not Texan now. He's like, is that all you've got? I didn't hurt at all. And he vomits, and it's weird. It's quite dark. It's quite dark looking vomit. You reckon there's more blood in there than actual vomit. He's very badly hurt.
Oh no!
Wow. I'm also thinking, do I need to give like Arlington some really sad plot twist? It's like, Arlington, your lungs are in danger. You get Goku'd. It's not battle.
All that
it's just,
armor,
you just need
the thick skin, the abilities. It's your ticker,
It's your
buddy.
heart.
Yeah,
The ticker guy.
heart defect.
Yeah. Oof. Huck, it is your turn. You're up. Oh, sorry. That was that first Treant. Orphanage Treant. Radio station Treant.
Oh, God.
It stands up, but thankfully, because you're in its feet, that doesn't affect you or the school kids or the teachers or the orphans. It does
you can
affect
only
the shock
say in
jockeys.
Dungeons and Dragons.
It does affect the shock jockeys, so let's see how they get on. Yeah, they're doing okay. Whoa! That was not a sound effect. That's us in the radio station. Things are wild. Wah, wah, wah. They're having a great time. So it's a good day at work for them. Let's get some vox pops on the streets after this. And is going to make a slam attack to some of the city guards. Easy peasy. Yep. And sorry, I know this is a lot of... Oh, shit. This Treant steps up and sees the kind of cluster of shelled guards sort of protected by their shields and just sort of like tries to sweep. And one of them just happens to be caught off and is flinged into the river. Why? Sploosh. One of the guards is down.
Great Foley work.
Thank you. I mightn't be the most proficient DM, but my sound effects, I pride myself on. Watch your back, Sirenscape. I'm a coming. It is Huck. It is now your turn. Sorry about that. False start.
That's all right. I think we all know what's going to happen. How far away is Arlington from the tree?
Melee range?
Melee range. So
yeah.
badly injured. That's usually when I would cast Fireball.
The safe word is me grunting heavily.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll cast Scorching Ray.
Mm-hmm.
What's better? No, I'll cast Chromatic Orb. Easier to control. So I'll go. I mean, I'll make an orb in front of me. I figure Chromatic Orb is something I kind of create with my hands in front of me, and then push it off like a Kamehameha, seeing as we've gone with Goku. But I'm trying to put it. I mean, the Treant's really tall, and I'm not behind the guards yet. So I'll move to behind the shield rank if they're within 25 feet, or certainly closer to doing so.
Yeah,
and then while doing that, I'm forming the orb of the Chromatic Orb. And I'll go with straight fire damage, fire orb, so it'll be a 4-inch sphere that I'm hurling at it. And I guess it's just an attack roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A ranged attack roll against this Treant.
That is 15. It's not great.
Just misses. So as you kind of hold your hand out, and like a flicker of a flame against like a ball of gas, as it goes up, and you launch it towards this treant, it just flies by. We're in a city of trees. Is this the right time to set the Alder district, the Alder Glade on fire? No, let's not. Well, roll a d20 for me.
Okay. There's another thing to say is that it only has a certain range, so I don't know what happens after that range, but it can only go 90 feet as far as I'm aware. Maybe that's only aim 90 feet.
Probably a tree.
Oh, it could catch a whole district on fire.
My d20 was an 18.
Yeah, you're fine. You fire it upwards because you're a proficient sorcerer who doesn't aim into the tinder box of a city, and so it flies into the sky. We zoom out and we see the dodecahedron-shaped globe that we live on, and it goes pew. Just because, fuck it, the planet is 20-sided. That's canon now.
That was a spell post bend luck. Do you want me to roll anything?
I absolutely want you to roll a percentile dice because it's automatically going to do Huck's Wild Magic Table, which I need to find. The quickest way to find it, I think, is our Discord. Shout out to our Discord if you want to join our Discord. It is in our Twitter pinned tweet.
Pinned the top.
For whatever reason, I can never find it in my notes, and yet can always find it on the Discord.
I've got my notes, I've got my sheets, but whenever I need to check up specifics on my magic items, I go to the Discord. I don't know why. It's not easier to find stuff there.
They have it pretty good. So whichever techie dev does their search function, kudos. What did you get, Keelan?
Oh, I haven't rolled it yet. I thought it'd be more.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Roll a percentile.
All right. That is a 93.
Oh.
Not that it matters
90.
very much, but there you are.
I mean, it very much matters. Oh, shit. This is amazing. Similar to the tear in reality that the Treant stepped out of. Out from this kind of rip in the world, you see the clip-clop of horse feet. And this jet black, kind of fiery, snarled horse steps out with this flaming mane. And atop, you see this pure black-clad knight. You look for their head, and they don't have one. They're carrying it in their hand. You have summoned the Doulahan, the headless horseman of Irish mythology. On a successful persuasion roll, DC 15, they become your ally for the next minute before disappearing.
Okay.
Go
persuasion.
charisma.
That is something I might actually be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we keep forgetting you're good at that shit.
Yeah, because of my awful RPing.
It's like the two of you are like very charismatic in extremely unconventional ways, just like disarmingly like innocent.
My persuasion can like barely be any better. All right, I have a +8, so
nice. Can't fail, can't lose.
Odds high.
Is it worth? You know what? This is important. I'm going to use my luck is it the Tides of Chaos this time? That's bad.
Okay.
Doubling down. Tides of Chaos. It gives me advantage. So I'll definitely sort this out.
Okay, but then we'll roll on this table again next time you cast a spell, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, it could kill us all, but that's an 18, so that's 26.
Yeah.
Laddie, they're the bad guys. Go.
Let me look up the stats for the Doulahan, which is...
The Doulahan's got to be pretty good. I thought the Headless Horseman I thought Doulahans were female. Am I wrong? Is that just something else?
You could be right, actually.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's the Headless Horseman is famously male, and that's where it comes from. I just have it in my head. I think I just watched something once where a Doulahan was a female. It doesn't really.
To be fair, was that your first roll? Did you roll 2 dice or did you roll 1 dice?
Oh, I did roll 2 dice. Yeah. Sorry, I have to roll another
So
dice. You
don't have to use Tides of Chaos because that's like you can do that after the fact. So your first roll was fine.
Can I do it after the fact with Tides of Chaos?
I think so. It's kind of like you get to go. You know what? I'm going to take that again.
Okay, that's fine if that's how you want to play.
You only don't need to know the roll usually if it's Ben rolling it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
So yeah.
Once per long rest, you gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw before. Yeah, that's all it says. Once per roll. So it doesn't tell me whether or not I do it before or after.
Mm-hmm. I summon you, Doulahan. Look, Doulahan.
And it's his head saying it under his arm.
It's the horse. The head's just a prop in classic Pokemon terms. So, this is really fucking interesting. It's going to do two things. The hand of the knight is going to point towards the Treant that you pointed out and go, you, in Sylvan, you are doomed. And using its bonus action, has doomed a creature. So I don't know what that means, but it's done it.
Have I essentially just summoned Odin from the Final Fantasy games?
You just use summon your...
or I've got my random chance, depending on what Final Fantasy, the random chance one that comes in.
Okay. It is going to turn its severed head towards the Treant and with glaring eyes force it to make a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, why not? Ooh, it saves. It's oh yeah. The Treant, seemingly, you get from the split second of action, has come across the Doulahan before and shields its eyes away from its deathly glare, saving itself from the frightened condition, which, when doomed, would have incapacitated it as opposed to made it frightened. That is the end of the Doulahan's turn. As it turns to you and goes, I did good.
Great work, Boyle.
You're more like the Doulahan. Because you didn't do it, never mind.
Bring us to the top of the round. The guard captain, fuck it, let's make him yeah, he's fine. Turns around and goes, Doulahan? I thought I'd never see you around these parts. Kind of does a, huh? Because this is the stuff of children's nightmares. Steels itself and goes, one problem at a time, men. Attack that tree. And instead of taking a turn, is going to inspire all his men to take their turns with advantage. But it's also going to... No, he hasn't taken any damage. He's not going to second wind. That's okay. Brings us to Iggy. Iggy, you are at the door of the orphanage tree. Peeking out. The coast is as clear as it's ever going to be.
Well, that's what what can I see nearby as far as a path for getting everyone away from all this shite?
The rain is pouring down. You see a tree on fire, this Treant. They seem to be concerned with that. You are close to the guards, but you think actually if you can just zip around the side back towards, you actually got a choice, towards the barracks or from whence you came. You can choose which direction to go. They're both equally safe. Both will take a dexterity saving throw just to avoid the general melee of battle.
Yeah, so I'm going to. I mean, maybe like there's part of me, and maybe it's that Rua blood. Wouldn't this be great if now I just gathered all of them and then opened the door in the other Treant and brought them all up inside that Treant? But I won't do that. I won't
infect this Treant, my please.
Yeah, exactly. I won't do that. I will instead. Maybe the way towards the barracks. If there's a road that's clearly away, I'm going to tell them to go that way, and I'm going to shout out something like, evacuating children as I come out. I'm yelling that to the guards to say, like, these are grand. And can I gesture them to go, and then can I look up to the Treant and cast Phantasmal Force on the evil Treant?
Absolutely. So all these kids rush by. The kid with the backwards cap goes, "You're not too bad, missus," and scutters away. A little galactic cowboy goes, "Yeehaw!" and pretends to gallop away with its almirage. A whole group of school kids, all different ages and sizes. They're elves, hard to place. In fact, let's make it canon that elf kids just look just as adults as regular elves, but they're tiny bodies. That's gross, right? That's kind of
really unsettling.
Isn't it? No, make them a little. Let's make them a little jibbies.
Still like kind of the same sort of slender, long build, but shrunk down. Like they're.
I mean, picture Elrond just as a child, like as a Muppet child. No, let's not picture Hugo Weaving.
I don't think Hugo Weaving's ever looked like a child.
Yeah, well, hence elves never looking like children.
Fair enough.
No, they're cute little chibbies. They're little chubby boys, and they run all to safety. And they go, "Thanks, you're our best. What will we call you?"
And maybe I think I'm wearing like a disguised cloak to cover over the Huck's punks. But maybe as I turn, that cloak like blows in the wind and it shows the Huck's punks underneath. You know.
Lovely. They go,
very nice.
Under my breath, the statue.
One of the little French orphans goes, "Le Huck dangereux." Rushes away.
Well, I want to so as I've like pointed them that way, and I want to cast a phantasmal force on the evil Treant. I want to block his. Oh wait, do Treants have eyes?
They do now.
I mean, trees have eyes. Wood can have eyes sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Do they have is that how they perceive things, or am I totally wrong there?
Yeah, they've got like big, thick eyebrows, big old sappy eyes. No, that's gross. That's like your eyes are covered in. No, they've got human eyes. Doesn't make sense either. They've got wooden carved eyes.
You said they looked at us before, so what I want to cast is on is over their eyes, and what I'm drawing hurriedly on my tablet is what I'm thinking. It's like, you tried to hurt our elvish children. Well, the child version of trees would be tiny little thorns and branches, and so it's a bunch of little branches and thorns that are covering over their eyes and hopefully causing them damage as well, because phantasmal force is an illusion that can cause them a bit of damage as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it a charisma saving throw or wisdom? What do I need to?
An intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw. Are trees smart? This one isn't. No. Natural 1. This tree fails. And as it pictures horrifying vines and thorns growing over its eyes, blinding it, but also dealing damage, which I believe is 1d6.
It is 1d6 damage. Yeah.
I've rolled this, but in the interest of fairness, do you want to roll that damage?
Oh yeah, sure. 1d6.
Yeah, I rolled it and I was like, you know what? This is Iggy's kill move thing. Not kill. They're fine. But
I wish I hadn't rolled it. It was the 1.
Okay.
Anyway,
but it's an effect. It's blinded.
That's the hope.
And doesn't know what to do. The guards use this opportunity, all attacking with advantage. Any nats? No. 2 hits so far. And 3 hits. Dealing. The guards, as they raise their shields, this is unfortunate for you guys. Sorry, no XP for you. Lick their lips as if they're being served a frothy, tasty ale and decide how they want to down that. And slice in using this moment where the Treant is blinded and unsure what to do, successfully felling it. They do so in such a way, it's kind of a pincer attack, that it does lean forward and crash across the river, creating a new bridge. This Treant is down. As it dies, I don't know if this is technically canon. No, technically awakened trees stay animated for a day until it dies. But for the sake of this being a corrupted Treant and not at its full power, the orphanage just kind of freezes into place, now 10 feet away from the other buildings on the street, right in the middle, obstructing the road in a rather obnoxious way, and just freezes in place. Iggy, as someone who caused this kill, not necessarily claiming it, but using something quite tactical and buffing in such a way that the guards could do it, how would you like this Radio Shack orphanage to freeze? Is there anything in particular you'd like it to look like? A sort of homage to your vision?
I would imagine it's going to kind of squat down with all of its limbs down, so that now it has better fire safety exits. You know,
You've created more emergency exits.
yeah. Now all of the floors are closer to the ground, and there's not a precarious human. I don't know, scary thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my point, Stefan.
As this treant squats down, crushing the school below with the orphanage, making the orphanage now ground level and the school dust.
And all the kids are like, "Yay!"
No school, no school.
That was time forever. That's lovely.
Do you want it to bend over so the Radio Shack is now on the, like? Do you want a rainbow tree or crush the school?
I was imagining it more somehow down so that it could. Yeah, I don't know. Let's crush the school. Fuck it. Iggy probably thought it was going to go one way, and then it's not actually. Weirdly enough, I don't think she's an architect. That's true.
Oh, I've been working this whole time thinking you're an architect.
I know, right?
I thought isn't that what your slate board is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your drawings are also technical and building based.
Exactly.
You knew where the correct procedural exits were in any particular structure, so I presumed you're above board. As this treant crushes down the school, and dust and chalk just go poof, and homework flies into the river, that's where we will take our break. If you have enjoyed the show so far, if you're having fun watching along this chaos, we do have a coffee. You can buy us a coffee. Here's the twist, though. It doesn't go to us. We use the money that is gathered in our coffee to donate to Masai, the movement of asylum seekers in Ireland. We're so close to it. Every €50 we kind of get, we then do it in one lump sum. And we're seriously really close. So if you're watching and you want to just toss us a couple of shekels, throw a few coins to ye old Twitchers, that would be class. That's way better. We're on YouTube, but toss a coin to your Twitcher. Someone should use that. Hey, if you stream, do that. That's clever.
How upset are you that we've moved to YouTube from Twitch now?
My puns don't work here. We will be back in 15 minutes. We will see you then. No other announcements. Thanks very much. See you in about 15 minutes.
Subscribe if you haven't already. I know I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast.
Wait, we're all subscribed, right? We all subscribe to our show, right?
Better be.
Hey, welcome back to part 2 of Homebrew. If you're just joining us, the party just took on 2 Treants in the middle of an elven city, in lashing torrential rain, thunder and fire and fucking chaos everywhere. Quick reminder before we jump back into the adventure proper, on October 27th, during our Halloween stream, we're going to give away 2 sets of the Dakota Irish Mossy Bones as part of a spooktacular giveaway in partnership with our good friends Dakota Irish. So you just check out our socials at Homebrew Quest. You'll see how to enter, where to enter, what to enter, all that kind of stuff. Basically, if you follow us on social, that's an entry on our social channels. And if you're watching live on the 27th during our Halloween spooktacular, we're going to give one away live in chat. More odds, better odds if you're watching live in chat. That's the you're dealing with a whole bunch of followers versus us liveys, us live punks. So watch along that day, and you have a chance to win. I think we should dive back in. Essentially, where we last left off, this Treant, slain by the city guard of Draíocht as they stole your kill, crashed across the river that runs through Draíocht, creating a new bridge. Not a good bridge; it's a tree. They'll carve into it, I'm sure. The savages that they are. And as the dust literally settles and the city guard turns towards you, the kind of head of the city guard turns towards you, with a headless horseman, the Dullahan, standing rather subserviently by your side, Huck, as you have summoned him with your wild magic, and looks at you kind of expectantly, like, anything else?
Your spooky horseman still here?
Oh, I sure.
Do we have to kill him? Is that how we banish him?
No, he's my new friend. He's sure.
He seems very helpful. Can he stick around?
He helped on his own back. I didn't know where he came from, but good work.
Your wish is my command, I guess. I mean, we're all fighting together against the evils and perils in front of us. So I presume you are the villains and tyrants of this land, and as such, I am at your service.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we are the powerful villains, and you are indebted to us, and you will serve us for eternity, I believe.
You don't have to listen to him. I've been thinking. Does your head work? Is it can you put it on top of your? I mean, how's that going? How's that work?
As the Dullahan's jaw drops open in sort of indignant confusion, disappears out of existence as the minute has passed, and therefore drawn back.
We had a ghost horse man thing.
What have we talked about? You getting rid of people into thin air? I thought we kind of got rid of.
I brought him from thin air. This is better. And I look. He might have gone on his own. He might have gone on his own back, as it were. I mean, should I have not asked him about our headless people touchy about their head?
I've never asked them.
It is a sore point, yes.
I don't think if I ever meet another headless lad, then I think I will probably not mention it.
Yes.
This is all very exciting, but we should probably make tracks before the guards come up and start asking us questions.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Good job, lads. And I wave at and then we try to run away quickly. We've got to, there's other things to do. Just happy citizens, happy to help.
Wait a moment. Wait.
Run away.
A couple of questions.
We gotta go.
Legging it.
Although if they really want to track me, I'm definitely leaving a trail of blood behind me.
I might shout, "You're welcome, children," as I go, just to remind them.
Wait, to the guards or to the orphans?
to the to the guards.
So condescending.
To the orphans, but in a pointed way, so that to the guards, so that they'd hear, what I'm trying to look as innocent as possible here.
The orphans have stepped into one of the temples just to kind of get looked after and sort of patched up by any of the clerics, and they look at you with big, doughy, over-the-top eyes, like, our heroes exist. I believe in everything. My optimism definitely won't lead me into danger. They look on. The guards do go to stop you, but between the headless horseman, the Treant that's fallen, the re-fortified school, orphanage, and radio station comes out. You guys book it in which direction?
Towards the barracks.
Towards the barracks.
Towards the barracks.
Sure. Yeah. Do you
So
take
far
your
as we
new
know what
bridge?
direction that is.
Yeah. It's
Oh, the
literally
new bridge
right
save us
across
some time.
Yeah.
Then yes.
It almost brings you right to the door.
Look how that works.
So
Okay.
what the guards do immediately give chase is part of the issue, I guess. They're not going to be like, "Hey, wait!" And then as you run towards their barracks, you're like,
"Are there other fey creatures wandering about the place, or was it just these two tree boys?"
Make a perception check.
That's a D12. We don't want that. That limits how good I can do. A natural one.
A wind
so
passes through a
4
bush and you're
total.
almost certain it's an awakened shrub.
Sorry, say again.
I said a gust of wind and rain passes through a bush, and you're convinced it's an awakened shrub.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, where is the bush in relation to us?
Where is it?
Are we running by it?
Yeah. It's like on the
Swing it.
riverbank. It's just
Swing at it
reeds.
immediately.
Make an attack roll.
12.
Yep.
Cool.
Roll damage.
Well,
Iggy.
You know, I put fights
what
in
is
to
he
get
doing?
these urges out of you.
yeah. Okay, that's 8 slashing damage.
No,
Yeah.
is there something wrong? I mean, the barracks.
Can I take a look at the old bush there to see if I think it's alive or anything?
Yeah, as you all slow down to attack what are just river reeds, the guards come up to you and go, honestly, please, don't go any further. We just have a couple of questions, and to thank you for helping us.
Yeah. Well, we had to, as you can see, it was very important. This seedling here would have started some trouble. We had to go real quick to deal with this right here, you see? Can I persuade them that was dangerous?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll a persuasion check.
Aha, 19 plus 8. So
all the more reason to ask you who you are and where you come from. Now that dangerous threat is dealt with, could we have a word?
what do you think, lads? How's the timing on the rest of the saving things?
Well, can I whisper to the two of them? They have just seen us kind of protect them. Is now a time we have? Should we ask to maybe talk to the Prince of Kildare? You know, like if they like us right now.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to find whispering suspicious either way, so we may as well ask.
Aye. Well, you're welcome. We're just your average citizens, you know, wandering through Draíocht. You might have heard of us. You may ken us. We're Huck's punks. We have a statue.
Just blank faces across all these identical guards. No. There's a mix of people here. But the guard captain does step forward and go, Huck's punks. Well, pleasure to meet you. This was my voice in battle. I put on a lieutenant's voice when I'm, inspiring the lads, I guess. My name is. I have a couple of names here.
Tipperary in a fight. They never listened to me.
I've got Nitro Merlin.
Nitro Merlin is a great name for the city guard.
Ooh.
Firestone?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
very
also
good.
Firestone.
You want to use it on this throwaway lieutenant? That's a very good name.
throwaway. He's integral to the plot.
Now, I have neck oil. I don't know if that's anything.
Nice. Or we could call him
Neck oil.
Beaverton.
Beaverton. Actually, have we not used Beaverton yet?
I don't think we've ever used Beaverton.
Or it's Beavertown.
It's
but
Beavertown.
Beaverton's
I'm namifying it.
I like Beaverton as a lieutenant's name.
Cool. City captain.
What's his name?
Beaverton.
My name's Beaverton. I'm captain of the city guard here. We've run into an awful lot of trouble, as you can imagine, recently, and really appreciate citizens' help. Between this, the Fianna leaving us high and dry, the orc pirates attacking, our jail is full of prisoners, and
The Fianna have been leaving you high and dry, have they? That's mad. Sure, I've only ever heard good things about them.
Well, as an organization, I would be inclined to agree with you. But here in Draíocht, it seems like they partnered up with some orc pirates in order to overthrow the High Council.
I mean, that sounds... If I were you, I'd be suspicious of information like that. But sure, what do I know? I just wander about. Other places could be different. Sure, maybe the Draíocht Fianna are weird.
That sounds like filthy gossip to me, honestly. I mean, orc pirates are not necessarily evil.
We've met some lovely people in our travels. You know, that's what we do. We travel about and we help people in trouble. Now, you know what? Where are you going? Are you? I mean, we're heading this way, and I heard there was a barracks that way. We could walk along with you, if that's the way you're going.
We would be heading back towards the barracks. Some of these lads.
Let's walk.
Maybe we don't necessarily need to go together. I mean, we have other stuff.
A beast that can talk.
Who are you calling a beast, beaver boy?
How do you control this creature?
Yeah, see, as I was saying, orc pirates, not always bad. Bugbears, often lovely. So, open your mind a bit, Beaverton. Just saying.
But
again,
he's actually
covered in blood.
I'm going to prestidigitate Arlington's blood to be like a little bit pinker, maybe, and rosier. And,
you're not going to clean him up at all. Just
point of order, you can clean him.
No. Make the blood
changing the color of the blood, because that's what's upsetting. I love that very much.
It sparkles a little. And sorry, you said you were Huck's punks. Have you seen anything? You say you wander around. Is there any information you have about the recent uprising here in the city? As you can imagine, we have our hands full, and we were never really prepared for... Well, it's been a hell of a 12 hours.
Is it only 12 hours?
Hasn't even been a full day.
It's hard to tell with this constant night. It seems like a very long evening, doesn't it?
I mean, there's only 10 hours in a day.
So it's been 2 days.
There's 20 hours in a day, is there not?
Yeah, there's 10 hours per half of a day. Yeah. Sorry, that's very, very correct, actually. Hasn't been 12 hours. That was a bad joke on saying, like, I'm only 12. It's probably been about 3, coming up on the 4th day. It's been a hell of a 30 hours. Very well caught. That was just a slip of the tongue from your drunk DM.
I would say that's because of the night not changing. It's hard to tell time.
Do you know anything about that?
Well,
no, I mean, you can't just expect people in the streets just to know things.
But you're not just ordinary people. You are, correct me if I'm wrong, you're adventurers.
Well, we would like to help. And actually, you've seen, we've hopefully shown that we've been quite helpful. We were hoping that information is powerful. And could we speak to the orc pirate that has been taken in, and we think this could help us gather information to do more, random acts of heroism. And then I'm going to make us sparkle as well.
We have reason to believe that she's not necessarily the pirate you would have assumed she would be, and she's a tough lady. We've met her before, and we're basically looking to assemble any able-bodied person we can. We're effectively conscripting to assist in your cause. They're the most big words I've ever used, and everything is very fuzzy. I apologize. I'm going to drop down to one knee. I'm speaking too much.
And could I be used? I don't know how, as far as if that was persuasive or what I'm trying to do is persuade them there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, Iggy, make a persuasion check with advantage. You're being helped by Arlington. There.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that was a 24.
24? We normally wouldn't let interrogations be run by anyone but the city guard, but actually, to be honest, we're a little undermanned and understaffed at the moment. So, yes, if you could find any information. You're saying we've got the wrong person.
Oh, well, we didn't ken all the information, but we reckon if we can talk to this captain, we can probably clear some things up a bit. As you say, you're running around like a headless chicken, and that's just the way it is for 30 hours or however long it's been.
Just to make it clear, I can't Given the paperwork and the bureaucracy, I can't pay you for this service. Is that okay?
Oh, that's sure. That's the way of things. A favor for a favor. Sure.
I would appreciate some medical aid if
Oh,
that's something
if
you
you
could
could,
offer.
if you could heal him up, in any way you can, even some bandages. Sure, he heals pretty quick.
I'll shake it off, but I need to stop the bleeding.
How about this? And he thinks, and you can see that there's a passing of time. It's like, we don't have a lot of time to interrogate this captain before we execute her, but we do have at least a day. The gallows are still being built. As you can imagine, hard to get a gallows up when your city's under attack. But you are in the Temple District. You're in the Alder Glade. The Temple of Life is just there, actually. They might be able to patch you up.
Oh, the Temple of Life, you say? Sure. Maybe we should go there. As you suggested it.
I can write you a note on behalf of the city guard. The least we can do, although we can't pay you, the least we can do is cover the cost of your healing.
A prescription would be great. If you could make it a repeat one, that would be even more useful.
Our city guard doctors that prescribe.
I have a note from my city guard.
We sometimes do send our own guard there. In fact, you can see two of our fallen brethren are being literally dragged there as we speak. Hopefully they make it through. I shouldn't laugh. It's just high tension,
I mean, we can help.
I'm cutting in front of them, though, because they're lost causes. They look pretty dead, and I'm still alive for now.
We're already on the way, then we can bring them for you if you want. If you've got some garden to go do, we could probably drag them as well as you are.
Well, then we'd owe you twice as much.
But it's just helping a city in trouble. Look, we're good people. We're just trying.
I've got an idea. Where I come from, you pay for services with other services. We helped you out here. We can help you patch your boys up. You give us 10 minutes with that Pirate Queen. Give it just 10 minutes alone. We want to get some information out of her. You're going to execute her tomorrow. You do what you got to do, but we got to talk to her. We can't do that if she's dead.
I'll do you one better. 11 minutes.
I'll take 11 minutes.
Absolutely. I'll be there. I'm going to send some of our troops out, keep the streets. There's still pirates out there, so be careful. I'm inclined to believe that they're not all as dangerous as you say. If you're in town, this was such a quiet, peaceful city before all this began.
We were here a couple of days ago. We were just passing on through the other way.
Huck, make one more persuasion check just straight up. This is kind of like Beaverton's predisposition towards you is definitely like The Sims in the green. This is whether you get the romance option. No, this is this is just to seal the deal.
I rolled 7, which puts me at a 15, but I can use my luck to reroll 1d20. So I'm going to give that a go.
Okay.
And it worked to the tune of 9. So I'm 17.
Yeah, Beaverton seems to be kind of swayed by what you've done. Both the thrill of the battle and seeing how fiercely you fought go, well, Draíocht is in your debt, and if you say what I think you're saying, I to be honest, I was a little suspicious of it myself. Well, then I think we need a little bit more investigation. I think we should hold off any executions. It doesn't seem like the pirate captain's going anywhere. And if you can investigate and find out who's at the bottom of this, I normally toe the line here, but it is my job to be responsible for my men, and I've lost more troops. And I say men in a kind of human sense. There's a thing, and if someone's, I'm female guard. We're all female guards. Weird. Look after my, the guys.
How is that any better?
Yeah. All of the women female guards.
Well, when it's plural, if I said my guy, it'd be male, and guys is like a. I didn't go on sensitivity training, and it's just bitten me in the ass.
I'm going to save you some potential lawsuits. I'm going to go with officers. That's probably an easier, all-encompassing.
Oh shit! That's what they do. That is way better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just a humble city lieutenant. problematic as they come. But I appreciate all the help you've done, personally and professionally.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we'd be happy to look into it, and sure, a stay of execution makes sense. I mean, in the middle of a pirate attack, building a gallows and executing someone is a weird priority. I had the thought, but sure,
seems like an
do their own
interesting
things.
resource. Yeah.
We thought we might set an example to maybe stop the rest of the chaos. In hindsight, it seems like it's chaos from all sides.
Probably make them angrier too.
Come to me. I'll be in the barracks. I'll get you into the captain. I will hold off. I mean, I'm literally the boss, so I can just do it. And I'll see you in however long it takes you to heal up in the Temple of Life.
Thank you.
Deal?
That sounds perfect. Thank you very much. Do you need us to tag these guards as we're going that way?
No, I'll let my officers take them.
That's pretty good, you know. Okay, this guy's growing on me.
Officer man, officer woman, take
You with
these
penis, help
corpses. Well, I guess I'll see you when I see you. We're going to take the New Bridge. Hey, that's a good name for it. New Bridge. Nah, there'll probably be a public vote. And they trance across the carefully. Actually, if it's a natural one, it's not. It's just in case one of them fell into the river. They make their way across the bridge. Two of the officers drag all the officers, because they'll need one each. The only person to leave is Beaverton, the incapable guard captain of the
there. Well,
ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no! As he makes his way across Newbridge towards the barracks.
I want to say to them, we would have helped, but he said no, so hope it's okay.
This kind of experience makes you stronger if you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm just gonna scooch in ahead of you here because I'm kind of hurt as well. I'm just gonna skip ahead.
Yeah, you scoot your way in to the Temple of Life. Similar setup as before. It hasn't changed. Same kind of pool of water in the middle. It's open air, row of alder trees around it. It is way busier than the last time you were here. There were families and groups all huddled together. You see some injured folk propped up on aspen wicker beds. They seem to be a lot more clerics as well, sort of wrapping these people, kind of binding their injuries in leaves, crushing herbs, berries. There is a smell of crushed lavender and sort of river reed in the air. It's a little bit tingly too. It's as if someone has added sort of smoked bark or even like a pinch of turmeric into the concoctions they're doing. And these wafts of sort of calming vapor surround the area. It gives the whole scene a sort of milky underwater feel, actually, because it just seems to be filled with smoke, which isn't dispersing. You would think it would just rise through the air, but there seems to be a somewhat invisible barrier keeping it all within the circular confines of the prison? No, sorry, the temple of, I was reading prison notes, the Temple of Life. And it seems to be spinning in these sort of Hibernian spirals, rather magically. And through the smoke, the withered but joyous form of Cobra approaches and goes, I'm happy to see you returned safely. So, here for the procedure, I presume? Huck?
Aye. Yeah, I mean, that was perfect. You were just the one I was looking for. Also, I didn't ken if you remember, but my buddy here, Arlington, he fell afoul of some trees, and you know how that happens. And he's fairly injured. Is there anything you could do to help him out?
I'm gonna clap Huck on the shoulder.
You talk to the scary snake lady here. I'm gonna sort myself out and start waving at anyone in any kind of robe that looks remotely religious in the temple. It's like, folk hero in need of healing, saved the town, killed a tree. Someone patch me up, please.
I'm going to undo my prestidigitation just in case it accidentally gets me diagnosed with some sort of plastic.
Yeah, I'm dying. I'm covered in sparkles.
Yeah.
You got glowing blood. It's fatal.
Yeah. Well, can't do anything about that.
Only a matter of minutes, my friend. Yeah. We can make you at ease.
I'm going to try and not take attention away from Huck's Gassa business. I'm just going to try and get people to patch me up separately.
You mentioned folk hero. That's your background, right? Correct?
No, I'm just talking shit. My background is Outlander. Living in the woods, not being friends with nobody, just good at reading maps. I'm not a folk hero in the slightest. I'm actually a monster.
They call me the fuck hero.
Yeah,
that's just my accent. Fair enough. You make a general charisma check. Let's see how well you get people to your aids.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's roll some dice.
Ooh, 18 minus 1, 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the clerics come up to you and goes, yes, sir. My name is Cano Bliss. How can I be of assistance to
Medicinal healing. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And leads you towards one of the wicker benches to heal you up. And as we cut back to
just as he walks me off, the last thing you guys hear is like, "Wait, are you high?"
You blazing, my friend. Rolls you a little Draíocht joint and goes, "This will calm your nerves." Let's say Canon Bliss is a fucking stoned cleric.
Oh shit, you holding?
Ready to, much like all of Lord of the Rings, elves and hobbits, ready to hotbox you into safety. It's
those big old pipes.
So back at Cobra turns to you, Huck, and goes, fulfill an old lady's curiosity, but what did your little pilgrimage bring?
Can we go somewhere more private? We are just in the doors of the old temple there.
I was also like this.
Well, Iggy can come, but you know the way it is. You've got to have a room somewhere. We went there.
You did. You've been there before. Yes. We can go down towards the river. Unfortunately, given the storm and it is still raining, the room is flooded. But we can go into it. Nothing stopping getting our feet wet.
That's, a bit of privacy is probably best.
She sloshes her way towards the river and into their kind of more off to the side private chambers. For the audience at home and for yourselves, this is a sort of glade, but there is this little bit down towards the river itself where they seem to have carved into the bank to make it a nice little seating area. It is flooded, so it's almost like a muddy hot tub. And she sits down into it in her, which were pure white robes, I believe I explained them. Yeah, now they're just muddy brown. They're not. She doesn't look good. She is soaked to the bone.
I will thank you for giving us a private room, even a muddy one.
Mm-hmm.
So as you say, it's a weird thing. I fell afoul of a puka, and he put that gassa on me. Pretty clean cut, as it goes. I'm sort of in the middle of things.
Explains the.
At this stage, she knows, so you can, and it might be a bit visible.
Your apple hat is being pushed up by ears.
That'd be fair. So we went to the tree, told the secret. That was great. You're right. It was perfect. A lot more dangerous than you thought. You didn't. There was a whole shadow that we had to attack, and the tree got all corrupted. Sure, it was a bad gassa, let me tell you. But I brought the whirligig.
The bud. Yes. The bud is very important for our for the ritual.
Aye, and what do you need for the ritual? How does this go?
Well, funny you should ask. Usually we would perform restoration rituals to turn you back into what I'm assuming is your true form. You've sort of been trapped in the physique of something unnatural to yourself. We'd normally perform those in the pool, but at the moment it's a little crowded, so I might have to borrow some space in the healing bats of Draíocht. Have you heard of the healing bats?
No. I straight up haven't.
Well, they're not far from here. Iggy, make a history check.
Yes. Sorry. Oh, that's 0. 8.
8. You have heard of the bats. You don't know a lot about them, but your father used to speak of them as this kind of magical, mystical place. It was his way as a human, his way of kind of reaching out to you and kind of connecting with you to try tell you of like elvish things. He was like, oh, maybe I can help, like a little bit stumbling in single fatherhood, to be like, well, in Draíocht, it's a city of elves, and well, the healing bats are where all the heroes go, and they go there after great battles to get their wounds healed. And what you know is that, like, you're not really sure how true what his stories were. You don't know if they were just kind of kids' tales, but like any hero that bathed in the baths of Draíocht would come out kind of stronger and more fortified than ever before. That was kind of the general vibe about it.
Just hearing Iggy's. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, there you go.
I was going to say, just hearing Iggy's dad talking about elvish stuff, it's the most that Iggy felt like a child of mixed race marriage. Like, he's talking about elf stuff that he doesn't really understand.
I think my eyes would light up immediately at the word of healing, as if like I've just remembered, wait, my dad told me fairies are real, what, or something like so I'm like and I was, hey, healing bats, I think we should go there, I think, yes, that's the healing bats.
Oh, okay. She's on board. You said it wasn't far from here.
No, not at all. It's just actually a short walk. They're close. The waters that fill this pool from the river, actually, there's a tributary that goes to the healing bats as well. We would have to walk. It takes only 5-10 minutes up the road, if you wouldn't mind taking an old lady's hand. She puts out the old lady elbow, the jaggedy kind of like.
They always go for the elbow.
Can I take the elbow anyway?
Yeah.
Saucy Minx knows exactly what she's doing.
And this is a romance campaign. Iggy, surprisingly enough, actually, with the mention of healing bats and what you said there, twigs my own DM brain, that like your dad did tell you about fairies and about the Feywild and about all these things, but up until now, this might be the first time you've realized, having met pixies and having learnt about Rua, that what you thought were like childish sort of bedtime stories might have a hint of truth to them. So like as we go forward in the campaign, anything that's sort of in the realm of the Feywild and something that Rua might have a connection to, feel free to stop me at any time and go, would my dad have told me like a bedtime story about this?
Cool.
And with the high enough roll, the answer is yes.
Okay,
but yeah,
this would cheer me up. And like, this is a positive memory. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, your dad tried his best to kind of because often you come home from school, the kids will bully you because of your pointy ears, and to tell you that it's a sign of strength and not otherness.
And
he did his best.
As Huck has one elbow holding the old woman, I'm going to elbow him on the other side just to go, heroes to the healing bats. I want to share how exciting this is.
Yeah. You get filled in, Huck. Arlington, as they pass, your healing has been done. It was quick. Basically, what they did is they grabbed some muddy riverbank water and sort of slathered it over your wounds and then wrapped it in river reeds. And with a little bit of magic and then the whip of the reeds and kind of a cleaning up of through water, you are as right as rain. That magical healing heals you. Let's do this properly. Cure.
Don't know any other way, baby.
Yeah, let's do this with real figures and numbers and stats.
If we're going with real figures and numbers, what does everyone think my health was at before?
2.
Anyone? Any other guesses?
Yeah, like 5.
Oh, it was single digits, baby. It was 1. My health was at 1.
Wow.
I've been sitting at 1 health this whole time. Like when the guards came up to us, we were like, "Oh, well, Chapman was like, we cannot get in a fight here."
That bush could have actually killed you when you got it up with that bush.
Yeah. I've been sitting at 1 health.
If you had just maybe made a misstep and tripped as while you attacked that bush, that would be
I was fully thinking, like, if we fall off this tree bridge that's newly made, I'll die.
Well, I'm glad I bent luck then.
Yeah, very much. Yep.
Yeah.
You're reclaiming, yes, it's making up for some of the murdering, you know.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Or even now, I didn't murder him. You know, he died in a battle.
Coincidentally. How much? Sorry, we've sidetracked. How much do I heal for you?
No, fair enough. That gave me the time to do the maths. You heal 25 hit points.
Very nice.
Nice.
And he hands you a sweet doob. He hands him some dank bud on the way out because that's canon now. And he goes, "This won't heal you nothing, but it sure will calm those nerves." And for the purpose of Arlington, actually, sorry, now that we can make this a thing, add to your inventory a joint, which when smoked will calm you down from a rage and back into. That's a nice little mechanical thing because Greg gets trapped.
But
You can-
lower his intelligence.
No downsides. Just like
I was
in real life.
going to say increase charisma, but that's definitely not true.
Can we for
Increase
the purpose
your
of
perception.
legality, we are streaming from Canada where it's legal, or we're streaming from Ireland and it's fantasy moss. It's moss. So I don't know what the actual legalities of talking about that on stream is. I'm sure there's a problem there, maybe. But in the world of fantasy, you got handed a pipe of healing. There we go.
That is the
Lawyers,
off-the-cuff
forget
DMing
the
I
other
like
bits
to
I
see.
Yeah. Forget everything else I said. Like I said, we are streaming from Canada. So.
Better
Or
pull that out.
Washington? I don't know.
Irish vibe.
Canadian Irish. Those
Okay.
sweet newfies.
Oh, the best kind of
Yeah, so I'll
Better than
wander up.
real Irish.
I'll have been pointed to where my compatriots are, and I'll wander up kind of slowly.
I hope I just didn't kill the show. That would have been terrible.
I think you're
Legalized streaming.
Alright.
Yeah, you make your way to kind of add a nice calm, much like an episodic TV show, heightened episode and calm episodes. You walk, all four of you, towards the healing baths of Draíocht. Cobra leads you from the temple along the river in sort of the direction of the Grand Library, which stretches, of course, and sits across both the banks. And then there's a small side path which follows an elf-made stream cut from the river, just on the outskirts of the Aspen Glade. And you see above you golden leaves shimmer and reflect in the water below. As the rain keeps falling down, you get this nice little kind of blurry golden leaf constantly changing. You might describe it as like a Winamp screensaver. It's like, how can I describe this trippy
No, you
thing?
nailed it. That's pretty good. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah. You're struck in this moment again by the natural majesty of the city, despite like it all kind of crumbling around you, and especially in the eternal evening glow, there's a sense of a little bit of calm. And you reach a gated garden with raised steps up towards an entrance, and there's a twisted arch of vines and branches to create a gateway in. Upon you read, "The Bats." And an elven man with pure white hair, cut short, tight to his head, almost glides towards you in a silken robe of deep purple, and goes, "Leave your concerns of the burning city behind you, and welcome to the healing bats. Ah, Cobra, right this way." And to give you, he hands you all a brochure printed on perfect pamphlet, upon which reads, to end on quite fun things, "The Tone and Firm package, 2,500 gold pieces, and of which you can increase your ability points of strength, constitution, and dex by 1 if you're to pay it and get it. It is the plants produce and give elasticity and tone your skin and muscles. As such, we use the natural pond algae and sea mud products when focusing on physical improvements." And then there's the Awakening package for 2,500 gold pieces. "The essential aromas of Hibernian's native herbs placed upon our senses to awaken the potential of knowledge. All mental improvements rely upon these herbal infusion methods." And you can see that there is a sea salt scrub and seaweed salve, body nourish wrap. That's for strength. An algae wrap followed by hot stone energy transference for constitution. A deep tissue fungi scrub and foot massage for your dexterity. A bee pollen deep cleansing scrub with warm honey wrap for charisma. A forget-me-not gel mask and an aromatic head compress for intelligence. And a fresh petal and berry scrub and essence of orange peel for wisdom. Miscellaneous packages, e.g. Your resistances, feat skills, spell slots, and temporary boons. Range from 5,000 to 15,000 gold pieces for permanent effects, or a simple 50 platinum for single use. And as such, you were handed sort of this big old list of things, which we'll post in our Discord. I had a lot of fun writing this, as you can see. And it's literally based on Irish mythology. There were healing baths in Irish mythology where, like, they would just send soldiers at the end of day and they would just, like, bump right back up, like a long rest, into full form. So if you're saying a luxury spa in the middle of a fantasy world, nonsense. Read the Battle of Moytura, both 1 and 2, from the Tuatha De Danann and invasions of the Fomorians. Real thing based on real mythology. Bet you didn't see that coming. I think that's where we will end tonight's episode of Homebrew, as these 3 heroes, minus Rian, oh man, shit one, doesn't get these amazing boons should he wish to spend on them, entering in the relaxing...
In fairness though, Rian also has all of our money.
Yeah.
No, I took...
Oh shit, he sure does. Yeah,
I took 100 platinum off of him, I remember that much.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got...
Before we decide on a package, I'm going to lean over to Huck who I know has all the money. Like,
did you enroll us in a cult, little man?
We went and got muddy, and now we're going to get clean.
Oh, we should go for a spa day.
Bath episode.
Yay.
Yeah, you get brought into the... And you can see some elves, some clearly wealthy elves, as the city burns behind.
Welves.
Just like... Yeah, some welves. They got wealth coming out their weirs. They're swirling some like golden orbs in a glass that looks like the most sparkly of wines. There, other places in Draíocht can't call this what they call it here. Will my brain work fast enough to think of a pun on champagne? Nope, sure it won't. Fantasy champagne. What would you call it?
Moat.
I guess you'd call it a can of bliss, but anyone have a drink in front of them that we can name fantasy Draíocht champagne, and anything that's not like it is only called sparkling?
I mean,
Alban.
I'm going to pitch neck oil again.
Neck oil? Yeah, sure. Unless it's from the neck oil region of Draíocht, you have to refer to it as sparkling ale. Neck oil. Brilliant. That's our version of champagne. It's real fucking fancy. It grows from the grapes of Draíocht. They're swirling them. And yeah, Beavertown. Oof, they know how to brew. As the city burns in a sort of amber orange glow in the evening light, not unlike, I didn't think when I initially wrote this episode that it would in any way reflect real life, but not unlike the city of San Francisco. These wealthy welves get their scrubs and bats on as our party of adventurers make their way into what is honestly like noise, and everything just goes woof, and all you hear is delightful pan fluting as you make your way into the healing baths of Draíocht. That is where we will end tonight's episode. If we need to remind you once again, which we're happy to do, please do subscribe to the channel, like, hit the bell, tell your friends. If your friends are like, ooh, watching, I prefer listening, we have that podcast.
Tell them to play the YouTube episodes, but don't look at it. That's the same thing. That's all you need to do. Don't worry about a podcast. Don't need to look it up on all our platforms. It's fine. Just YouTube. Sorry, Lucy, you were going to say something there.
That is how I do it. I can have YouTube. I'm the only person in the world that pays for YouTube Premium, and it's so many podcasts that are on YouTube, and I need to be able to shut it down. So I actually agree with that. I think that's a great way to to listen to podcasts.
If anyone else out there pays for YouTube Premium and doesn't skip every time, let us know in chat, on our social channels, at Homebrew Request, in our email inbox at rollforhomebrew@gmail.com. We will be back in 2 weeks' time for the Bath and Rescue episode, I guess. I'm only going to assume there's going to be baths and jails. Huh.
Yeah, we're going to arrive in the prison cell and be like, oh, like, poor Fresh Prince of Kildare has been, like, suffering in a prison cell, and we're going to arrive smelling of lavender with freshly preamed, like, hair goes, be like, oh, we're so sorry we got here as quick as we could.
And we'll
Beautiful
be like,
reversal of roles.
Turned
Oh,
again.
yeah, true, actually. Yeah, fuck yeah, let's put the fucking Corabrisha on her.
Yeah. Let's do that regardless of whether or not she's friendly.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Like a colleague arriving with a coffee that's clearly just bought, being like, sorry, I'm late for the meeting. Got here as fast as I could.
Exactly.
You will arrive to save the day. With just under 4 weeks to save the world, we take a trip to the luxury spa. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. It will be just the end of September. I don't think we're in October yet, which means there's plenty of time to follow us on social media in order to win a set of the Dakota Irish Mossy Bones, as we showed off earlier. It's literally this pack. There's stickers from Homebrew in here, so I will be posting them to you.
Touched by DM Ben.
I might even roll one of these next stream just to say that it's been rolled on stream. The other one's just over on my bookshelf over there.
It's a slippery slope until you get a Dakota Irish
After
edition.
all,
Start touching
why
dice.
shouldn't I keep them? No, we'll be posting these out with some Homebrew stickers, Dakota Irish merch, all that kind of stuff. Until then, please do subscribe. It should be over Wes's face around this moment in time. Huge thank you to Paul and Angus, our tech team. Paul, you'll see Angus. We haven't had sound for a while, so we don't have Angus, but we still talk to him. He's in our Discord. But we miss you, Angus. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much.
Until... Oh, sorry?
No, just a thank you to Paul.
Oh, thank you all, and thank you, Paul. He
Joy be
does
to you,
sometimes
Paul.
speak in our ears. We're the only people who can hear him. He's like, guys, the stream's cut. And we're like, act like trees. But until then, until we're back in 2 weeks' time, look after yourselves, be sound, good night, and joy be with you all.
And to Paul.
But joy be with you, Paul. And joy be with you, Pangus.